Welcome to Zuercher Technik Ltd. Zuercher Technik develops, designs and produces pressure regulators in Switzerland for global marketing and distribution. The following animation explains the inerting and blanketing of a reactor with a non-active gas, for example nitrogen. Before the production process can be started, the reactor has to be inert. This means that the standard atmosphere inside the reactor must be replaced by an inert, non-active gas. Please push the Start button on the control panel to start the animation. The manhole is closed, the nitrogen supply line is opened. The reducing valve feeds nitrogen inside the reactor until the overpressure reaches 15 millibar. Additional to the preset pressures of the regulators, a pilot pressure of 1 bar is enabled. The working pressure of the reducing valve is increased from 15 millibar to 1015 millibar. The one from the relief valve from 40 millibar to 1040 millibar. If the pressure inside the reactor reaches 1015 millibar, the pressure reducing valve closes. The pilot pressure is now enabled. The working pressure of the regulators goes back to the preset value. The relief valve opens and releases the pressure inside the reactor to 40 millibar. The first inerting cycle is finished. The content of oxygen is reduced to 50%. For the further reducing of the content of oxygen, a second inerting cycle is started. The pilot pressure is enabled again. The pressure inside the reactor rises to 1015 millibar and is released to 40 millibar by disabling the pilot pressure. The second inerting cycle is finished. The content of the remaining oxygen inside the reactor is again reduced to the half. This pressurization and relieving will be continued until the residual oxygen content falls below the specified value. Now the reactor is inert and ready for the production. Without pilot pressure, the regulators work in the blanketing mode. The reactor is filled, and the production process begins. By the steady rise of the fluid level, the reactor pressure rises. The relief valve opens when the pressure inside the reactor exceeds 40 millibar and discharges. After processing, the reactor is emptied. By the lowering of the fluid level, the inside pressure falls. When the reactor pressure drops below 15 millibar, the reducing valve opens and supplies nitrogen. Beside inerting and blanketing, the pressure regulators from Zuercher Technik can also be used for the transfer of products. To give you a demonstration, the reactor is filled again. By enabling the pilot pressure, the inside pressure rises to 1015 millibar. The overpressure pushes the media out of the reactor. The reducing valve supplies nitrogen and keeps the transfer pressure constant. After the transfer took place, the reactor pressure is relieved to 40 millibar. Thank you for your interest. We would like to consult you for details. To repeat the animation, please push the Start button.